Good evening everybody, thank you very much for joining in. This is 37th in the series and today we're going to speak about one of the latest happening that is happening in the world, which is known as Scottish Referendum. We all know that nowadays one thing that is very much readily available in the books, which is known as Scottish Referendum. From this side, I am Rahul Magan, working as a corporate treasurer in EXL Services India. At the same time, I am also as a treasury trainer for various forums across the world, predominantly in Asia, and also acting as a treasury trainer and business consultant for treasury trainers, business consultant for various forums in Asia, and also virtual treasurer for various companies in India, predominantly in India and Singapore. At the same time, I am also speaking for roughly 26 global forums across the world. And my first book, which is Options for Risk-Free Portfolio, is scheduled, which is published in New York in March 2013. And second book, which is Techniques to Hedge Your Interest Rate Liability, is scheduled to publish in December 2014 in Australia and Singapore. You're most welcome to join my Foreign Exchange Academies, which is Foreign Exchange Building Thinkers, which is on LinkedIn, 2021 global members, YouTube and Dailymotion. In YouTube, we already crossed 37 technical videos and 1000 hits and over 40 subscribers. So you are most welcome to connect the same. I'm again restating the fact that today we are going to speak about Scottish Referendum, the impact of GBP and dollar. Well, in the last few days, in fact in the last several months, we have saw that Scots, or known as Scotland nationals, Scots went against Britain and they want to go ahead, they want to have their own independent majority. However, at the end of the day, we find out that the Scottish referendum ended at 55 to 45. Which means 55 do not want and 45 want Scotland to go ahead. So at the end of the voting, Scotland is still the part of GBP. Sorry, it's still the part of England. The one thing that has impacted GBP over the period of time is the valuation of the currency, which is known as GBP dollar. Sometimes this is also known as sterling. Sometimes this is also known as cable. During this voting period, or during this period when there was not an announcement from anybody, the GBP when there was no announcement from Scottish, the GBP, which was trading at roughly 1.65 to 1.66, now was trading at 1.62 levels, which means loss of 4 big figures. One big figure means 100 basis point, and 4 big figure means 400 basis point. So it was traded at 1.66 and reduced to 1.62 levels. When Scottish went ahead and said that 55% of the people do not want to go ahead with Scott, or go ahead to go. Yeah, they really want to be with England, and 45% want to go ahead with the independent majority. So this referendum finally went in the favor of England, and GBP started trading at 1.64 levels. The purpose of this video is to let you know, as a European treasurer, how you can hedge your receivables and payable during that scenario when the currency in which you are dealing in is basically, due to this, such referendums will go to 1.62 levels. The one simplistic way, or the plain vanilla way to hedge your currencies, is known as forward contract. You can create the forward contract for your receivables, or you can create the forward contracts of your payables. Another way to hedge your exposure using this is known as options. Now in this again, there are two kind of options. One, you can go ahead with the deliverable option, and another you can go ahead with the non-deliverable option. Now let me rub this. Assuming this referendum is going on, so part 1 and I'll write part 2. Part 1, you can go ahead with the forward contract. You can cover your both receivables and payables. Now this is further categorized into three parts: LTFX, medium and STFX. This is the approach of pessimist treasurer who know nothing, however just want to hedge. An active treasurer would go ahead and what he would do, he would hedge via option contract. In this, who hedge himself call option, predominantly I am wrong here, but he would do, he would have two options. First he can create the deliverable option, or he can create non-deliverable option. In both the tools, he can create the put option, call option, which would cover his payables, or he can create put option, which would cover his receivables. In this, he can take standalone options, he can create range forwards, or he can create seagull. This is a way you can hedge yourself once the currency in which you are dealing in is subject to any kind of issue. Now this issue was known as Scottish referendum. Now take an example. If anybody who hedged himself at assuming a fake blank number of 1.62, and similarly anybody who had taken a put option contract to hedge the receivable at 1.62 for 6 months, and after 6 months the GBP would start trading at say 1.67 or 1.54. If it go to 1.67, then this person would have no right, however he have to apply, so he would have a loss of 5 big figures. If it go to 1.54, then he would go the gain of 8 big figures. In the case of a put contract at 1.67, this person will ask his contract worthless and would sell at 1.67. At 1.54, he is having the right to sell at 1.62. So in both the senses, he would not be able to save himself from downside risk but also from the market risk. The purpose of this call is to let you know that during this period like Scottish referendum, what's happening in Japanese yen, which we're going to cover in the next video tomorrow, and all such kind of thing, it is predominantly important for corporate treasurers to take their positions via option contracts, and that too not standalone, rather range forward contract. This is an example we cover via plain call and put. You can cover via range forward contract, buy, put and sell and so on. From this side, I'm Rahul Magan. You're most welcome to share your thoughts about this video at 919899242978. You're welcome to email me at rahulmagan8@gmail.com. Before leaving, I would again like to stress that in the case of sudden volatility in the currency, which could be Scottish referendum or could be anything, it is predominantly important for you to hedge yourself from an option contract than hedging yourself from a plain vanilla structure which is known as forward. Thank you very much. You're welcome to contact me here. Thank you for your time and have a great evening as well.